Welcome back. Feroz Shah Godrej, the young Godrej Sion spearheading the realty business of the Godrej Group, that's Godrej Properties, is a man on a mission. He's out to realize his father Adi Godrej's target of multiplying the real estate turnover to 20,000 crores by 2020. With a presence across 12 cities in India, it's the National Capital Region market that tops his priority list. And while he does see some short-term pain, over the long term, Feroz Shah Godrej is bullish on the potential of India's real estate market. Hear out Vasudha Sharma in conversation with the Godrej Properties MD and CEO.
Godrej Properties currently is entirely on residential projects, and we're now a national developer. We're present in about 12 cities, which includes all the important real estate markets like Mumbai, NCR, Bangalore, but also some smaller markets like Ahmedabad and Chandigarh. We continue to want to play on a national level and have seen great success with that strategy so far. And our main target will be sort of the mid-income residential space. That's where we think the bulk of the demand today is. That's where we've seen a lot of traction. Of course, we'll continue to have some projects that don't fit within that category. For example, we have in Mumbai some very high-end projects at the ultra-premium level. We also have some commercial projects currently in the portfolio, including one exciting project in BKC in Mumbai, which is now the commercial heart of Mumbai. So we have a variety of projects, but I think going forward our primary focus will be residential projects in top markets.
Tell us about your expansion plans. Which locations are you looking at?
Yes, NCR is certainly one of our huge priorities. As you rightly said, we did our first project here, started in 2010, called Godrej Frontier in Gurgaon. Today, of course, we're very happy to be launching our second project, Godrej Summit, which is also in Gurgaon. I think, as you know, the NCR market now has already established itself as the largest single market in India. It's larger than the Mumbai market, larger than the Bangalore market, and I think is a very large growth opportunity for us. We've seen a very good acceptance of the brand in this market. Even though we entered as a new player in the market in 2010, our project did very well and sold out quite quickly. We expect a similarly strong response for this project. So I think the company believes firmly that this is a market that could be one of our most important, if not the most important market going forward.
The real estate sector is witnessing some challenging times when it comes to land, cost of funding or labor shortages. So what will be the strategy of Godrej Properties to navigate through some of these challenges?
Yeah, I think it is real estate is a sector that will go through challenging periods. I think if you look at the history of the sector, whether here in India or globally, it is a sector that has a lot of highs, has a lot of lows, and I think there's a clear reason why it's so cyclical. And that is that when things are good, people tend to overcommit, overinvest as developers. That creates an oversupply situation. In turn, when things are weak as they currently are, people underinvest, which in turn recreates that cycle. So I think clearly the sector, when interest rates are high, when GDP growth levels aren't where they need to be, being as sentiment driven a sector as this is, it will suffer. But I think what's important for individual developers is to ensure that they have the financial strength to withstand any slowdown, temporary slowdown in the sector, and also are able to capture the opportunities that such slowdowns present. So I think what's important for us at Godrej Properties is that we are viewing this slowdown as both somewhat of a challenge to make sure that operationally we continue to perform and continue to show growth, and I think we've been successful in doing that, but equally as an opportunity to add new projects at attractive valuations. And I think that's been one of the areas where we've been extremely successful over the past couple of years.
The Finance Minister recently called for a cut in property prices. Developers on their part argue that this cannot happen unless cost of funding comes down. What's your view on this?
I think each developer has to take an individual call. Each market has to be making individual decisions. I think clearly pricing is not at a level where it is very easy for developers to bring it down, given all the other constraints. I think if the government is serious about bringing real estate prices down, the only way that can be achieved is by easing supply constraints, allowing developers to come to market with their projects in a quicker, more efficient manner. That is today adding a huge amount of cost in terms of waiting time and interest cost, but also a huge amount of risk and uncertainty for developers. So I think that is the most important way that prices can be reined in. Developers are also suffering from a huge cost escalation over the past 24 months. In many markets, construction costs are up as much as 40-50% over that 2-year period. So certainly I think developers are interested in selling their product. It's not that there is an interest in just holding on indefinitely. And while there may be a case in some individual projects markets or individual micro markets for prices to be brought down, I don't think it would be correct to say that there is a great case to be made for real estate prices coming down on a national level.
The uncertainty on the policy front and that much of the reforms are stuck in politics, is that a concern for you?
Certainly, I think it's a concern for me as a developer, but I think more importantly, it's a concern for me as a citizen. I think we need at this stage of India's growth to be doing everything possible to be providing that engine and fueling that engine for further growth, and I don't see that happening quite as much as it needs to. I think it's not entirely the government's fault. Of course, there are constraints, there are issues that they are facing with, but I think in general, our political parties, our governance system needs to evolve in a direction where it can move quicker, where it can build consensus quicker, and where it's not constantly being held up like as it's currently been.
Prices in Mumbai are at an all-time high. What will be your pricing outlook for that market?
I think it's an interesting situation currently in Mumbai. I think you're right that pricing has held up quite well in Mumbai. Volumes in Mumbai, unlike in NCR, are down a little bit. Actually, we've seen pretty robust traction for our projects, but certainly if you look at the data for the market as a whole, there does seem to be a slowdown in volumes. I think it's very hard for me to try to predict in the short term where prices are going. There are a lot of different factors at play. Over the medium term, however, I don't think it's very likely that there is room for a substantial correction. Again, because fundamentally the supply constraints on real estate in Mumbai continue to be quite difficult, and I think ultimately that's the big way that prices can be brought down. And the other factor, of course, is that developers have made investments already, have got now to face with much higher construction costs, interest costs and other costs. So it is quite difficult unless the economy worsens to an extent where there is no option other than to cut prices. It is quite difficult for me to foresee a very significant correction. But of course, in the short term, I think real estate prices can always move in either direction. But my sense is that it's a fairly low probability outcome that prices correct substantially.
I have a figure here. Your Q1 FY13 total booking value was of 525 crores. Can we assume the same run rate for the full year?
We don't give any specific guidance regarding our financial outlook, partially because there's so many regulations and approvals and things needed that until we have those, we don't like to specifically talk about exactly when projects will be launched. But actually, if you look at our historical performance, typically our performance has built up through the year. So typically we have a much stronger Q4 than Q1, and there are several reasons for that. One, just that in a fast-growing company, Q4 should be better than Q1 just because of the growth that's happened during the year. But also real estate specific factor is that more of the launches in real estate tend to happen in Q3 around the festival period, and sometimes those projects are available for sale and also for revenue recognition in Q4. So certainly we would expect things to get further better, I think, from Q1 onwards.
According to experts, the commercial real estate segment is witnessing sluggishness in demand and rentals. What is your opinion on that?
I think I would agree with that. I think as we see it, the commercial market in most cities, particularly in some of the tier 2 markets where we do have projects, has been quite weak, and that I think is a concern area. Again, it is a little bit of a micro market question. In certain areas there is a bit of temporary oversupply. But what's also important to understand is that, again, commercial real estate is a very sentiment driven factor, and when companies aren't very certain of their growth prospects, given some of the economic sluggishness we're seeing, it is an easy decision to hold off investing in new capacity or in new real estate space for your locations. So we do expect that as economic conditions pick up, commercial real estate will be a beneficiary. I think, again, as I was saying on the cyclicality of the sector, I think not too many developers are looking at fresh investments in commercial real estate right now, which sort of counterintuitively means that it's quite likely that in 2 or 3 years, once the economy is picked up, once the fundamental demand is coming back, we'll see that the supply hasn't been created adequately over the past 2 or 3 years. So I think I do expect to see a recovery in commercial real estate, but there's no question that it's going through a weak period now. And there's also, for Godrej Properties, a decision that we want to focus more and more on the residential space.
Tell us about the demand of some of your other projects like Horizon, Serenity.
Yeah, I think we've seen good demand for most of our projects. Pyramid is an operational excellence initiative we have, so it's not a particular project. The other ones we have seen good demand for. I think most of our residential projects we have seen fairly robust demand. I think we expect this Gurgaon project, Godrej Summit, near the Dwarka Expressway, to actually be the one that from a volume perspective we see the greatest demand for. But certainly I think other than some of our commercial projects where demand has been below expectations, on all our residential projects we continue to see reasonably good demand. But I think the NCR is certainly the market that seems to be performing the strongest in the short term.
So apart from NCR, any other cities that you're looking to enter?
We're not looking to enter any new ones. We're already in 12 cities. So I think we feel we're in all the important real estate markets already.
And lastly, what is your growth outlook for the real estate sector in India?
I think the short-term outlook for the sector is a little bit sluggish. Clearly, when macro factors are as negative as they are, be it from interest rates to GDP growth, I think it is a sector that does get affected. I don't expect anything very negative, but certainly I don't expect the next few months to see very robust growth for the sector. For us, given the number of new projects we added, we do expect to see quite strong growth. But I think in the short term, as I said, it's very difficult to frankly predict either pricing or volumes and how exactly they'll react. But I think what is important to keep in mind is the medium to long term prospects of the sector, and there we are incredibly bullish. I think whether you look at the kind of urbanization that's happening in India, whether you look at the kind of GDP growth that's expected over the next 10-20 years, while there will be temporary periods of weakness, I think all of these factors point to a very, very strong and sustained growth in the sector over the long term, and I think that's what makes us extremely optimistic.
Young blood at the helm of Godrej Properties with big mission and a big vision. Thank you very much for joining me today on the Realty Debate on the Property Show.